Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Residents of Evil podcast. Today we have a very packed episode full of leaks, rumors, myths, all that sorts of good stuff, but we have a lot of really good discussions today. Today I am joined by ROE Team member Ali.
Sorry, hang on. I'm having issues on my side.
All right, Ali's having issues. ROE Team member Tony.
Hi, guys. How are we all doing tonight?
All right, and I am JJ. And so there he is. All right,
Sorry.
cool.
They started playing the link you sent me in Discord.
Oh, God.
So I was like, oh, crap. What's going on?
Good way to start off the show. If there ain't fires, then we're not doing it right. But yeah, so this episode is going to be live, and this is the first time we all got our cams on. So let us know, you guys, in the chat if you like seeing all of our ugly mugs while we talk about Resident Evil. But yeah, so this is live, so if you guys have any questions for us, definitely feel free to ask them, but I would wait till later. We're going to go through some of the news, we're going to give our discussions, and then at the end we're going to be answering questions. So thank you guys all so much for stopping in. We really appreciate it. We appreciate having you guys here hanging out with us. But I want to get right into the Resident Evil 8 leaks and rumors, because this has kind of been blowing up on the internet. A lot of really mixed opinions, and regardless if it's true, if it's not true, and I've said this before, it's a very fun discussion. It's something to think about. It's not what I would have expected, and it's cool to actually get to break these things down and talk about. Do we like them? Do we not like them? Why? So this comes from our friends over at Biohazard Declassified. They actually broke the story, and then I reported on it on the ROE YouTube channel. And I kind of made a video giving some more of my in-depth thoughts on it. But I want to hear from the rest of the ROE team. So what we have here is, and you guys can get this at biohazardcast.com. I'll leave the links all down in the description. The rundown of the Resident Evil 8 leaks rumors. Ethan will be returning as a playable character. Resident Evil 8 was tested last year. It will not be called Resident Evil 8, but will have a clever title. The game will be in first person like RE7. Gameplay starts in a village leading up to a castle. The environments will be rural, snowy, and mountainous, possibly Europe. Regular zombies will be appearing instead of the molded from RE7. There is a persistent shadowy female enemy that will follow you, but will dissipate if shot. There are also wolf-like creatures that will attack the player in certain areas, and Chris Redfield will also be returning in some capacity. So there's a lot to go over there, but just real quick, I want to get your guys' thoughts. What do you think, Ali, on these rumored leaks?
I'm surprised at the rumors that they were testing it last year. That's really quick.
Yeah.
I thought that they would be kind of just now getting around to it, or maybe a little bit earlier in the development cycle. But the fact that they're supposedly already testing it means that we might be getting it sooner than we thought. But as far as the details about the game itself, I wasn't much of a fan of Ethan.
Yeah.
He's not. There's not much character to him. Thought he was very boring, but it was in first person, so I had no attachment to him. I felt, first person, you feel like you're the person in the game, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But it's just weird they're bringing him back. And then the setting, some of the details sound like they're just reverting back to what they did with RE4.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the video too. Yeah, it does seem like they're going back to that same exact setting.
And then some of the enemy types, maybe I don't know if the figure that's following you, maybe it's something with Evie. I have no idea, because she did the whole teleporting thing in 7. She was in your head anyway, so maybe that is a lingering mark on him that he's trying to get rid of some sanity issues. I don't know.
That's
we'll
very
see.
Interesting.
And then the wolves thing. I don't know. I mean, are they werewolves?
No, I say werewolves as a joke, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Resident Evil 8 has werewolves." I didn't say that. I said wolf-like creatures.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's like. I'm thinking, like giant, deformed wolves. Not so much werewolves, but like wolves that have been biologically enhanced or infected, something like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going for. It's gonna be interesting. I'm glad zombies are coming back, and we're not still on the molded. The molded were a huge letdown in that game. As you played more and more, they just became so bland.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we're going to get some variety in enemy types, which will be nice. I've always said I want to see more of an emphasis on the wildlife being infected in these areas. So maybe we'll see more of that. I mean, if they're talking about wolf-like things, then hopefully we'll see some other variety there. And I guess Chris is some form is going to be involved. Maybe we'll get some backstory to him. I wonder if David Vaughn's going to come back. Of course, if he was, he couldn't tell me. So I won't know until the game comes out. But Obviously, if he is, I'll be getting in contact with him and seeing about doing a follow-up interview so we can discuss it. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
I wonder if that'll start off the Not My Redfield campaigns again with everybody. Not My Redfield. Right. Oh God, that's coming back. Hopefully
it's coming back.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm just more interested and excited about the fact that they're already testing it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. That's cool.
If true, yeah, that would sort of explain why we're getting these leaks, because it's not just coming from Biohazard Declassified, but it's coming from Aesthetic Gamer. You guys know him as Dusseau. It's coming from all different sources. Like a bunch of other media outlets are saying that Eurogamer, I believe it was, says that some of the things they're hearing aligns with some of the things they heard. What?
No, I see Chris in the chat. Some fancy way of saying werewolves, Ollie.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, biologically enhanced, they could just be big, jacked up, zombie, mutated, wolves. I don't know.
Or maybe they'll just be werewolves. God damn it! It's a full moon. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Tony?
Could be Man Bear Pig. You never know.
I was thinking that. We're finally Man Bear Pig totally fits in the Resident Evil universe. Can we please get Man Bear Pig? I mean, it's not a joke. It would be terrifying.
Right.
It's true. No, overall, okay, so Ethan, I get what they were trying to do in 7. They didn't give him a personality so you could be Ethan. It's the whole, Venom Snake Big Boss thing in Metal Gear Solid 5, which, again, it's not something people wanted because we're already, 20-something years into an establishment of this series, so we don't really need to feel like we're in the game. We just want to see what's going on with these characters that we've known for years.
Yeah.
And the fact that, Chris got, the back seat to this and everything, he had more to do in Code Veronica. So Ethan returning, his story is done. His whole thing was finding his wife, and I don't know why, because she chopped his damn hand off, but he still stuck with her.
I would have left her.
I don't get it.
I'm done. This ain't worth it.
I'd just be like, fuck that, I'm out of here. He could have left that house at any freaking time.
He could have. They could have jumped out a window. Really, nobody was stopping him.
Yeah. But,
out the front door. Seriously.
Overall, I wasn't really a fan of Ethan. I'm not a fan of the first-person style. I still will stand by to this day that it was only made so they could push VR. Because let's face it, other than Resident Evil 7, there haven't been that many good VR games that aren't $30 tech demos. There are some like Beat Saber and everything like that, but not as much.
I'm a big VR fan. You know that I love VR. But a big chunk of VR is tech demos. I can't disagree with you there.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me personally, I just feel that that those things are kind of and I really hope that if they are testing this game, then they take the feedback from these leaks or whatever and just maybe we should change this or something, something like that. I think if they are doing this, because it worries me now, the whole mountain scenario castle deal, that's fine.
I like that. Cool with that. I really like that.
Yeah, snow is a big deal with any horror movie, or any horror game really.
Give a plug to Vigil.
It's supposed to be peaceful and relaxing. In a horror game, you're like, oh, I'm relaxed, but something could be watching me from the distance, so it makes you even more on edge. So just everything we've heard, there's pros and cons to it. The werewolves, I'm thinking they're gonna be on 2 legs, but have 2 extra arms or something like that, kind of like Birkin's form.
Oh God, you're really getting creative with this.
Yeah, if that was the case, I'd be like, okay, but if this whole thing about disappearing and all that jazz is just, I don't know.
Yeah, a little
werewolves.
much. Now, like I said in sort of my discussion on it, is the wolf-like creatures is really not a big deal to me at all, because they've done wolves in, we got it in Resident Evil Revelations. We've got it in the comic books. To me, that is no big deal at all. That could totally fit within the universe. And it could be cool if explained properly. It could be fine. But the thing that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I first read it was the character that sort of disappears when you shoot it. Now, ghosts. Ghosts is something they haven't really done in Resident Evil. I mean, there was things was that Revelations 2 where things would disappear, and in Resident Evil 4 there was things. Those parasite or whatever they were called were invisible.
Invisible, yeah.
Yeah, but that made me think, okay, so really break this rumor down. Okay, we got a village, we got a castle, we got a mountainous rural area, we have creatures that disappear. Does this sound a little bit like Resident Evil 3.5 idea that was scrapped and turned into Resident Evil 4?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it's much more psychological.
Yeah, it was that there was that mist that it was full of hallucinogens, and it would possess Leon, and he would see ghost creatures, which
that would be cool.
Yeah, explain it properly. When I was thinking about these these rumor leaks, I was like, hey, actually, that would be really interesting if they were going back to visit that idea. I thought that was a really interesting direction for Resident Evil, and clearly they made the right choice by scrapping it and going with 4 because it's hailed as one of the best games of all time. And, that's all opinions, and I'm not here to say you're right, you're wrong, but it's still an idea that I think is very interesting, and I would like to see it explored a little bit. Maybe we'll be getting it with this. What do you guys think about that?
It plays into the biological threat. This mist could be just a chemical that's being released that causes people to hallucinate.
Yeah.
So it still plays into the whole concept of what Resident Evil was about a biological threat all the time.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Tony? You think that would be cool if they went sort of in the 3.5 direction?
Yeah, I mean, I always loved the idea of what 3.5 was going to be, or like the very many variations that it did have. I mean, if we didn't have those variations, we wouldn't have had things like Onimusha, and we wouldn't have had things like Devil May Cry.
That's true.
So if they want to use some of the elements, so if they want to use some of the elements from it, I'm totally fine. Because like Resident Evil 2 Remake used a lot of elements from Resident Evil 1.5. So if that's the route they're going to go for, and they're going to try to rework that in, I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it would be cool just to pay tribute to something that was scrapped that people have a lot of interest in.
Yeah.
It's funny. I like that you mentioned the comic because that was one of my favorite comics.
You liked that where they went to the zoo?
I love that one. That whole island one was like badass.
Yeah.
And the werewolf was, I think, her and Barry, Jill and Barry.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in there. I don't remember exactly where, but I have it. I think I have that one around here somewhere. But the first person, like you guys are saying with Ethan, he's such a dull character. We get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make the player feel like they were playing as him. But even his responses, he had responses, and they were just so dull. Like the way he did react. And it's like if you're gonna have him react, actually make it a little more realistic. But the biggest thing is, and I'm not against first person. I prefer fixed camera angles myself. I know that's not coming back. But the thing is, Resident Evil's known for having these very iconic characters. Like they have a lot of personality. Like there's characters from the original Resident Evil we still talk about today. I mean, look at Kendo. Even before Resident Evil 2 Remake came out, he was just like a throwaway character, and he's a favorite to so many because he just had this goofy personality. And then you take a character that has no personality, and you're like, all right, we're gonna switch it up and do this. It's like doesn't really fit in with what you guys do. I mean, props for trying, but it's just. Hopefully this go around they give Ethan more personality and
Yeah.
What happens?
I'm gonna say that Forrest had more character than him, and he was dead.
he had a badass mullet though. You don't really need to say I do a whole lot when you got a badass mullet.
We knew a lot just from that mullet.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, America. And he was pecked to death by crows.
You have a mullet. Look at MacGyver.
Yeah. That's so we've decided, all right, you guys can keep Ethan silent, but give him a goddamn mullet.
I appreciate that.
So now that we know that Chris will return in some capacity and Ethan's coming back and we're going to be in some rural area, what do you guys think the story is going to be? Because they said zombies are coming back. That's really interesting. Like, how would they explain that? I want to hear what you guys have to say about that.
I don't know what they're going to do with this. It's in Europe.
Possibly.
Possibly. That's what I was thinking. It's supposed to be in Europe, and there's a castle involved, and the disappearing thing that follows you, the wolves, zombies. It's like I just don't know what they're going for here. I have no idea what they're planning on. This is so strange. But I guess the closest thing we could probably compare it to is 4 in some capacity.
Definitely.
Just because it just seems so in line with what they did with 4. So how can this be something different and original?
So you don't think they're going to continue that molded sort of storyline? They're just going to do away with that and go to something different?
I can only see if they transported Ethan to a European facility for some kind of analysis. He got rescued by Blue Umbrella, so he shouldn't be in some Umbrella laboratory getting, strung up and tortured or something and taking blood samples and
whipped
shit like that. So,
yeah.
So I don't understand. I mean, does he go like on a European vacation? It just has the worst luck of any dude in the world.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
Leon, I guess.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's European Vacation too.
Right.
That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I thought Chris's storyline kind of concluded in previous Resident Evil games, and then they had to go and bring him back in 7, and I didn't hate that they brought him back. I wasn't a fan of what he looked like, but it just brought him back, which means now we have to like the Capcom has this issue with like giving characters closure, and they just keep stringing them along. And it's like, okay, Chris is back, and now he's working for Blue Umbrella. We all know Blue Umbrella is a bad umbrella, even though they say they're a good umbrella. Why is Chris working for them? So maybe, like, just give him closure. Like maybe he's infiltrating Blue Umbrella to earn their trust so that he can bring them down and then make him go out the hero. But he's not a hero. Maybe he'll be a villain. Maybe you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I don't know, but man, I just wish that they would like finish off some of these storylines before they start other random ones.
Yeah, it's true. They need to resolve some issues that are still hanging out there with the characters. That this, like, if you're gonna move in this direction with the new protagonist as the focus for this trilogy, I guess, with these new concepts, then just let the old ones go. You know, or don't make them a prominent force that in this series. Just let them be something off in the distance. It's rumored or something, a myth, something he hears about. But I don't understand like why you would just. And Chris, what's the focus on Chris? Can we see somebody else? You know,
you want Leon back?
I want Jill.
I want Jill too.
Or Rebecca, or somebody that's different that we haven't seen in a long time.
A lot of people want Billy. I'm not.
I got it. Ethan was backpacking across Europe with Billy, and there we go.
that's pretty good. I like that. You're coming up with some really good ideas tonight.
I'm just Capcom. Just give me a call. I got you.
I mean, the whole thing about this, like this whole story of what this 8 could be, it's true. Like, Capcom doesn't really connect a lot of things like they should in many ways because there's been so many different people that have taken over the projects over the years. I don't know if they're not paying attention to like what came before it, or they're kind of trying to do like a Star Wars new trilogy thing and kind of just do their own thing and forget everything else that ever kind of existed in many ways, you know?
Yeah.
But that don't fly right. And, you know, Chris's story makes sense for him to continue because technically, yeah, he should have died in 6 and Piers should have been the new Chris pretty much. That should have been... That's what it was looking like, honestly.
I would have been cool with that. I liked Piers.
He was great. Yeah. And so, you know, they didn't do that. And so Piers dies to save Chris and everything. So Chris can continue the fight, which makes sense. Ethan's story is already done because he found his wife. So the fact that he's being thrusted back in. Now, we don't know if he works for the same company that, you know, his wife did when they were transporting, you know, Evelyn and all that stuff. So we don't really know anything about that. So maybe whatever she and he were involved in before, maybe that has connections to this one. That's why they're back. But you got to start throwing in some older characters because, speaking of old, like Chris and Jill are in their 40s at this point.
Yeah.
And Leon's not too far behind them either. He's in his early 30s. Early 40s.
I can't wait till Resident Evil 12 where they have to come out of the nursing home and they have bedtimes and curfews. And they're taking down a
badass block with Gatling guns on it.
Yeah.
Did you take your medicine this morning?
Honestly, like I don't know, like,
you don't have your pills.
You can't do much more with this of the series and everything, other than make a couple of remakes here and there. But you know, unless they've got a good story, they keep it going. They decide to reboot it at one point.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
You know, I know it's a big moneymaker for Capcom.
Instead of rebooting it
right now, Resident Evil has made them a lot of money.
Yeah,
so understanding why they want to keep it going, just keep it going for the right reasons.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like, let's not focus. Like, let's focus more on these characters. And I like, how would I put it? Like The Last of Us is hailed as one of the best games of all time, and it really had this good emphasis on the characters. And I think Resident Evil has characters that you could like give this attention. Like, look at the Resident Evil remakes, like Marvin, how much more character they gave him, and Kendo. It's like, let's focus on the characters a little bit. There's some more leaks actually we got since, and this is also on Biohazard Declassified. It looks like they got this from Chaotic Claire on Twitter, and I've seen this reported on a few different sites. And like, again, leaks, rumors, just take it with a grain of salt. About the latest Resident Evil 8 rumors, I can give you a translation summary of what my source said. Please be reminded that the game has not officially been announced and that it's all subject to change until we get an official statement. Okay, here we go. Ethan and Chris are the main characters. Interesting. First person and VR are part of the current version. If it's first person, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that makes sense.
Announced. I mean, their deal with PlayStation is obviously it's going to be pushed for first person VR.
Yeah. Which I don't hate. Everybody says it was a really good first-person game. I just think that the style was perfected with Resident Evil 2 Remake and 3 Remake. I kind of want them to go with that, but I get it. They do 3 games the same. 3 versions are in development. That's interesting. I don't fully understand that. A former ambassador, tests were for the 3rd version. Okay, so there's different versions, so what we're talking about could actually be true, but it's a version that they're not doing. Ooh.
Okay. Huh.
And she actually says werewolves, dog-human hybrids with reptile-like facial features were part of the test version. That explains what these werewolf things are. If correct, werewolves, dog-human hybrids with reptile-like facial features. Interesting.
So hunters.
Hunters, yeah, hunters, right? So they're hunters with hair. Tracker, pursuer, enemy with a witch-like design similar to Evil Within. Interesting. I didn't read that one yet. Okay, hallucinations related to her. Not sure if it will have 8 in the title. Game is described to be creative. It sounds creative. DNA strand sketches might form the 8 symbol. That makes a lot of sense.
So there was 6. There was all the DNA things in the menu or whatever.
Wasn't
that
webs?
I don't remember.
Wasn't that a giraffe blowjob?
Yeah. No, it was something like a.
It was like a virus
like
strand.
webs. I don't know why I was thinking it was like a DNA thing or something, but it was like a virus web spreading or something. I don't know.
Like a virus strain and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of something like the 8. Never mind. It's too. I'll put it in a video. Original director isn't involved anymore. That's it for now. That's a lot. So the disappearing character. Okay, so we got werewolves that are like hunters with hair, and then we got the disappearing character like a witch, and it takes place in a village in a castle. This is seeming gothic as shit, like super Castlevania, like that. I don't know. It's interesting. It's a direction I didn't expect that they would take with the series, and I didn't trust Capcom 5 to 10 years ago. But after they came back with 7. They proved themselves with the 2 remake. They're most likely going to prove themselves with the 3 remake. Tony, you say Devil May Cry is fantastic, the new one. So it's I trust them, and I have much more confidence in the new Capcom than I did before. So
that's true.
Yeah. Like before, I've been like, oh, I don't know, but now it's just kind of like, okay, I trust you guys. Don't do me wrong, like we've been done wrong in the past, with previous titles. What do you guys think about those newer leaks from Chaotic Claire that I read?
I think they kind of line up with what we've already heard a little bit. That's interesting about the 3 different variations. It could just be they're working on 3 different demos, I guess, to see which one really locks it in for people. Like as far as gameplay mechanics, it's probably not like what people is. It's not gonna be like one first person, one over the shoulder, one fixed. It's not. I don't think it's like that. I think it's just different versions of the same first person section with different concepts, maybe different mechanics.
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking for that. But kind of like something that I'm wondering about is like, are we going to circle back to Zoe?
Yeah.
Is that going to be? Yeah. Is that going to be something that carries over? It's like that was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that's true. What about Mia too? What about?
That's true.
What are they doing? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be answered, and it's like, okay, if we're going with that molded approach, why are zombies back? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Tony?
Ethan and Mia are on their second honeymoon.
They're on their second honeymoon.
And they're in Europe. No.
That's what somebody commented on the video. They're like, all right, Mia, oh my God, I wish I remember what it was. Something about Mia let the fucking cat out, so Ethan has to go find it. Ethan has to go find her again or something like that. I don't know. It was good.
That's funny. Anyways, what were you saying, Tony?
We're gonna get molded zombies. That's what we're getting. I don't know. Like, I mean, all seems to line up for what it's saying, but that could be anything, I guess. I don't know. It all seems so in the air, and you want to see a series that you love just stay on track. And when you hear something that's different, your first reaction is, this ain't gonna be good. And like, I know that the original Resident Evil used to be first person, or was going to be, but that never happened. So it's like, we never got used to that. We got used to different things, and it changed things up. But I don't know. I'm happy zombies are back. That's like the great thing, because they kind of came back in Revelations too. Like
sort of, yeah.
In some ways, shape or form, like the T-Abyss not the T-Abyss, the T-phobia virus or whatever it was, turned them into zombies at one point.
How many viruses do we have at this point? Jesus.
Oh God, there's way too many, man. They've got a lot.
We should save that for another podcast where we just discuss all the different viruses.
T-Abyss. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to see the game do good, because I don't want to see what happens with a lot of companies. They get really big. They start thinking, oh man, people love what we do. Let's do this. And they just go balls to the wall with the complete wrong way.
So basically what we've gotten in the past. You don't want to see history repeat itself, right? Yeah. Exactly like what we got in the past.
I I love Resident Evil 5, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's a great Resident Evil game. It's probably one of the best co-op games I've ever played. But 5 and 6 are definitely not good Resident Evil games, no matter how many times people try to spit it to me. Like, I respect if other people really love them and stuff, but man, it's just like it makes you worry, you know, because you've seen a lot of companies do this. They get on top and then just start going back down, whether it's shady business practices or they take their games in the wrong direction with DLC, microtransactions, or they lose track of what the games are really about.
Yeah, that's true. But I do have to say overall with all these leaks and because of where Capcom is right now, that it makes me much more interested for Resident Evil 8. A little more excited to see how they're going to explain this and see what sort of direction they're going to take with the series going forward. I mean, they seem to. I think that 7 was a good step in the right direction, but it still was far from, perfect. And then 2, I think the team going from 7 back to 2 really showed them kind of like old Capcom, what Capcom used to do. Sort of it was like a learning experience for the team. Like, oh, this is what Resident Evil is about, and now taking what they've learned from 2 and 3 and then adapting it now to 8. I think that could be really cool. I think they have a much better vision of it's like taking a step back and putting everything in perspective and seeing what makes this series so special to so many people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, let's
see if they learn.
Yeah. We'll go into it and we'll be very I'm open to it and excited to see what the future holds. But before we continue,
it's all leaks anyways. I mean, nothing's confirmed. We won't know until they want us to know what's really legit out there. So it could be something completely different. Who knows?
Could be, if there's 3 versions. But all interesting stuff, and it's a fun discussion regardless. And that's what we do here, right? We like to discuss things. We like to speculate. We like to go over theories. We like to, and
I like to get into fights.
That's what the comments are for, Tony. But before we continue into our next part of the show, the Resident Evil Netflix leaks rumors, I want to just give a shout out to everybody.
Those are really, really rumors.
Yeah, really rumors. But Doom Late Night has become a new member. Thank you so much, Doom Guy. Benjamin M has become a new member with the spade key. Ben. Thank you. Yep, Ben. Party with Marty. We met him. We hung out with him. Yeah. That's our boy. We hung out with him at PAX South. Man. He's cool. Heartkey. Yeah. Thank you so much, Party with Marty. And then John Juve with a $2 super chat. He's got nothing to say, just showing some support. So thank you, John. Mr. BW Covers. Vigil VR, he says, with a $2 super chat. Hey, man, I'm not just... Okay, real quick, little side story there. Moon can pretty much do whatever. So when I was really into my VR kick, he sent me over the main hall in VR just so I could see it, and god damn, it was so cool. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. The game's gonna be fixed camera angles, but I love VR.
We're doing a full focus shift. The game is not gonna be VR, no fixed angles.
It was sweet.
Please
don't kill us.
Mr. BW Covers again with a $10 super chat. Wow, thank you so much, man. He says,
thank you for the 10.
Yeah, working off of the characters from RE7, it's not insane for them to have mutations based off of more realistic humans. If that makes sense, LOL. So the wolf thing isn't so strange to me. Yeah, and I think we kind of all discussed that here. That's not too strange to all of us either. Yeah. I think it actually fits pretty well. Mason Olkey with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Mason. He says, beware of werewolves. Let's get a full moon going.
Yeah.
PT with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, PT. Hey, guys. Doom in the house. Keep up the good work. Welcome, dude. Thank you so much for the support. And then last one we have here is from Lake White. Lake White says... I got to scroll up because it's cut off here for some reason. Lake White says, I'm not sure I buy that the main characters will be Ethan and Chris. In the past, when you get to choose your character, there have always been a male and female character to please all players. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not that they can't do it, but it's just kind of the right thing to do, I guess. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
I don't really know. I mean, I guess inclusion is great. We want everybody to feel like have their piece of the game represented, but at the same time, what's the narrative?
Yeah, I think that's the most important part.
That's the main thing, is the narrative. Does the narrative call for a female protagonist to go alongside Ethan? If it does, great. Should there be one? Maybe it's always been a good thing to have the balance.
Yeah.
People can choose as they want to play, but
As long as
I don't
they're
know.
written well.
We don't know what they're doing, so
Like
I don't think they're going to leave out a strong female presence in the game. I think there's going to be a woman in there or something that's is going to hold up the part of balance basically.
Capcom's always been really good with that, and me personally, like you said, it all depends on if it makes sense for the story. If it's two guys and it makes sense for the story, it's fine. If it's two girls and it makes sense for the story, it's fine. If it's one, you know what I mean? Like it has to make sense for the story that they're trying to tell.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to make sense. That's the main thing. It's just got to make sense.
Yeah. So okay, we can move on now to this fun one that I haven't read yet. This comes from Rely on Horror. Resident Evil Netflix series begins shooting in June. Wow, we've all wanted a Netflix series for Resident Evil. So let's read this and see how this sounds, because I literally have not read this at all.
Okay.
So this is directly from Rely on Horror. According to a new report from Redanian Intelligence, a Witcher Netflix series news outlet, the Resident Evil Netflix series is entering production in June. Citing a production list. Yeah, I can't do words. Citing a production list, Radanian has discovered that the show will begin filming in South Africa this June. The schedule also reveals that shooting will conclude in October, which would still require several months of post-production, editing, effects, etc. The Resident Evil Netflix series will also apparently be 8-hour-long episodes, which is pretty par for the course for Netflix original series.
Just the way you read that, I was like...
8-hour-long episodes.
8-hour-long episodes?
It says 8-hour-long episodes, but I think they meant to do
1 hour long episodes.
1 hour. Yeah, that makes way more sense. They left that one out on there. I didn't read that wrong. Which is pretty
really
par.
Investing in this.
Yeah, damn, man. That's going to get boring quick. Pretty par for the course for Netflix original series, which tend to be 8 to 13 episodes. Yeah, I mean, if they do it at 8 1-hour episodes, then makes sense. The Resident Evil Netflix series was originally revealed as simply a TV show back in 2014, and Constantine Films, the production company behind the live-action Resident Evil films, has waffled back and forth between a series and a rebooted film for the few years since the final chapter, supposedly the last of the Paul W.S. Anderson universe, released in 2017. Reports have bounced around between a James Wan-produced film, which later he commented he was never officially attached to, and reboot penned by the writer of the new Mortal Kombat movie, which seems to have kind of gone, and a reboot up in smoke, unless it was turned into a Resident Evil Netflix series. Okay, so they're saying that maybe the movie was turned into the Netflix series. More recent rumors purport that
I think that's supposed to be report.
Okay, so the words are a little funky in here. That this new series is either a spin-off of the Anderson verse or some weird self-contained thing in its own universe, separate from both the games and the films. But I'm very hesitant to believe the source for those. If you want to check it out, though, apparently it has something to do with Wesker's daughters in a post-apocalyptic world. Ick, they said.
I'm done.
Yeah, no, that sounds fucking terrible. We'll find out soon enough, I suppose. A cast for the Resident Evil Netflix series is sure to be revealed sooner rather than later. As well, in the meantime, we still have Remake 3 to look forward to, releasing in a mere 61 days. Okay, so I apologize for my tongue-tied up there, but yeah, I mean, it sounds terrible. It also sounds like the Resident Evil Netflix series has been something that's been going around the internet as a rumor for God knows how long, almost 10 years now, and it's to be taken with a huge grain of salt. Like, I think that one day it will happen, and I think shows like The Witcher and Castlevania go to prove that it can definitely be done, and it can be successful. Definitely. Yeah, like I would love to see something if it ties in with the game. I would like it to tie in with the story, but it doesn't need to be about the main characters as long as it fits the story and it fits what's going on. I don't want to see no Alice bullshit. I don't want to see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were excited when we saw that Arclay thing and everything like that. People were going crazy for that. So it proved that you don't have to have the main characters in it like all the time, but when you make it interesting enough, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, for the like you said, that as long as it's sort of tying it doesn't have to be the main characters. There's a lot of stories that could be told within Raccoon City before it's fall. There's a ton of stories that could be told outside of that. I would prefer it to be back, sort of when the outbreak started and all that, because I feel like sort of like seeing the outbreak through the main character's eyes as they're trying to like bunker down or save their family or something. I think that would be really cool. But you know, what would you? I guess what would you guys? We've discussed this many times on the podcast. But do you think we'll ever get a Resident Evil Netflix series? And if we do, what would you want to see?
I think we will. I hope we will. I don't think. I mean, it's all hopes, but
Yeah.
I don't know because there's so many streaming services now. For all I know, Disney could pick it up next because they buy everything. So
Resident Evil coming to Disney Plus.
give it Disney Plus.
All right.
Which actually probably wouldn't be bad because The Mandalorian was pretty awesome. So,
I gotta watch that yet.
Marvel shows look like they're going to be. Yeah. The teaser during the game today was pretty awesome.
Showed off during the Super Bowl. That was good.
Yeah. But I don't know. As far as like what the rumors are, I don't really believe much in that. It seems a little far out there for something Capcom related. The only thing I could see tie-in would be like Resident Evil 5 storyline somehow. But I just don't see them going down that route. It just doesn't make any sense. That's really far out there. And they need to bank on something that's more trustable to show that there's a fan base for the show first. They can't just do something so extreme. Or maybe they could. Maybe they do that just to draw some attention, and people are like, what is this?
True.
This is something new.
Marketing,
But what I would actually like to see is an anthology series. 8 to 10 episodes. Each episode is a different story, like Mad Max's or Max Brooks' World War Z novel, where it was just a series of stories of survivors involved in this situation. I would love to see that.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, that would be my idea. And that way it's fresh. You could bring in a director every week, somebody different, which they do kind of anyways, but they can use that as a notability. Be like, we're bringing in this person this week for this episode with these actors that you know from this.
Yeah, so if it's shit, you could be like, it's because that director's trash. Let's go to the next one, and it might be really good.
Right. And they'd all have their own spin on it because if you watch anthology movies, anthology shows, each director brings a uniqueness to their episode. There's something that represents them.
Didn't Halo do that? Halo had a movie that did that with all different artists.
And Netflix has a few shows that are like that, anthologies. They just did that whole series in CG, which would be perfect for a Resident Evil series.
Yeah, that would be.
You don't need live actors. You just put it CG, which you've already done with the movies, or just go full animated. Who knows?
That raises a lot more questions. But first, I want to hear. Tony, do you think we're ever going to get a Netflix series? And if we do, what would you want to see?
If honestly, because of the success of, Castlevania, that's how I would want to see them do it.
Okay.
The anime, Resident Evil, I felt would always do good as an anime, even.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought it was
like Vampire Hunter D-Days, where it was just graphic,
that or even like
muted colors,
super.
Yeah.
Gore.
So,
that'd be awesome, dude. I love that.
Exactly what they did with Castlevania.
It's proof that they can do all that kind of stuff. And I think with the storytelling they could do in it, they could have the events of flashbacks of each character joining the STARS unit and everything like that. Their lives in Raccoon, and then it leads up to the mansion. Kind of like how S.D. Perry kind of set up her books before they actually got to the mansion. I don't think they went to the mansion until chapter 10 or something like that.
You know what? Before you continue, that raised a really good point. If they went animated with that style, then I would be okay with seeing the characters. I just don't want to see live action versions of the characters because then there'll be a bunch of on the internet over Leanne doesn't look like this and Barry does. You know what I mean? Like if it's animated, then they can make it look just like the characters.
Yeah, because
their casting and the movie choices were not great. There were two that I can accept, and I take.
Bill and Ada's were great. Barry's, even though Kevin Durant is 6'7", that was perfect too.
I just never saw him as Barry. I thought,
no, me neither.
But I liked what's her name?
Ada?
Claire's.
Claire's, that was good.
Yeah. What's her name? Allie
Larder.
Allie Larder. I like her as an actress. I've loved her movies. Back in the Final Destination days and everything. And but I thought she did a good job as Claire. She looked the part. She was strong.
I remember.
I'm
sorry to cut you off, but I was just going to say I remember when I was watching her in other movies, I was like, she'd always be a really good Claire. And then they cast her as Claire, and I was like, I like that.
Yeah, and like I said, Jill's actress.
Sienna Deloy.
Yeah, Sienna, right? Sienna. Yep. And then the Ada one was also, they were all great casting choices for those three. The movies just weren't good, and they weren't presented as good characters, unfortunately. Jill was probably the best out of them.
She actually studied the character too, because I watched the extras on the DVD years ago, when I first got the DVD. She actually studied Jill, so it was.
That's good. She knew the part.
Yeah, definitely.
But then you wouldn't have this problem if you went animated or CG.
Yeah, because like I said, we've already gotten proof that it works. Because now Castlevania obviously doesn't follow like any exact storylines per se. It's kind of like a mix of like Castlevania 3 and a couple other ones, but it still works because they molded it. Now Resident Evil could do the same thing very well because I believe Adi Shankar, the guy who's kind of like running all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually confirmed that Devil May Cry anime is happening, which we did have one in the early 2000s. It was kind of like the day in the life of Dante, pretty much him just running his business day to day. A lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. I know it's not perfect, but I think we have proof now that with Castlevania they can make this mark because the Netflix Marvel shows like Daredevil, like that did great for all of its 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah, and the fact that they've animated Castlevania, they're animating DMC. I mean, the only logical step is why not do Resident Evil?
Yeah. Yeah.
Animate that too.
I mean, hell, honestly, at this point, I would take a Monster Hunter animated series too.
That would be cool.
Over
There's a
Paul
lot of
W.S.
potential
Anderson's, yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe
I
that's
forgot
still a
about
thing.
that one.
Yeah. Ooh,
I
that's
remember
coming.
They leaked the trailer for that, and I watched it, and I just wanted to like throw up, and I knew it. Like they're starting in modern age, and somehow the troop gets thrown back into like Monster Hunter, like the Monster Hunter world. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Dude, I just gotta say, like, it feels like kind of like we're going back to when the first Resident Evil film came out next to the games. Because I remember as a kid, all I wanted was a live action Resident Evil, and at that time, it was really cool because we were finally getting a live action Resident Evil. We know what we got now in hindsight, but at that time it was amazing. So now, let's say we do get a Netflix series. Let's say they are rebooting the. Let's say that the Capcom is just killing it, right? They're already doing with the games. Let's say. We get 2 remake, we get 3 remake, we're going to get the 8, and then they get the Netflix series, and we get the new reboot of movies, and it's just like Resident Evil is at an all-time high. I just want to see everything do good. I want the show to be awesome. I want the movie reboot to be awesome. I want Resident Evil 8 to be awesome. It's a good time, to have all this. It feels like a kid again, going from playing the games to being like, yes, we're finally getting a live-action movie. God damn, man. I remember, like, I used to just sit on the computer for hours trying to figure out where these live action images were coming from, and it was from George Romero's trailer. But I just remember like thinking that was so cool. I wanted to see a movie of that. That's cool. It's cool, man.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of the fan base that's jaded by this kind of stuff, and they laugh at our optimism. But,
yeah.
I agree with you. I'm excited. Just from what they've been doing, has been giving me a warm feeling again about them. I'm not like, oh God, what are they doing this time? Why do I have to play this crap? They're just
Umbrella Corps 2. What the fuck?
But they've kind of been on a roll the last few years. Like 7, not a great Resident Evil game, but a pretty solid horror game and a great VR game.
You step back in the right direction.
Yeah. It put it back on the horror.
Honestly, too, like how these things work. When these companies want to make, like take a project and stuff, they got to go to the company that owns it. They have to pay the company. So even if like another Netflix series bombed or something like that, Capcom, they were happy to keep like having their stuff bought because Anderson's movies, as bad as they were, they made freaking bank.
They made money. Yeah.
Yeah. So for them, they're just like, oh yeah, they're gonna keep coming back and giving us money to buy this. So that's what it is. So it's no fault on Capcom. Like it's just like, yeah, you can give us money. It's a safe. It doesn't matter if it's a win-lose for you. We still win. So
true. But
I would be more open to it if I were them.
I almost feel like Capcom now, and I'm just speculating here, but it feels like more like they're more interested now in the reception. Because if they wanted money, right? They wanted money. They would have kept going in the same direction as Resident Evil 6 because that made them a fuck ton of money. It was, it was one of the highest selling. 5 and 6 were one of the highest selling Resident Evil games. But I feel like now they want to go back to just being well received. Maybe they won't make. They want to make money, of course, but maybe they won't make as much. But then in the public, they're viewed a lot higher than they were. And I feel like
integrity.
Integrity, damn it.
Integrity first.
You gotta give yourself integrity.
They got themselves some integrity. Yeah. All right. So, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say on Netflix series? Or any of these things. Don't fuck it up. Don't do it.
Yeah, if you're gonna do animated, whether it's CG or anime style or whatever graphic animation you want to do, bring back the voice actors. Don't recast, please.
Yeah. Let's keep some consistency.
Yeah, just stick that kind of feels like what they're starting to reestablish their actors that are younger that they can grow with and do physical roles. With the motion capture performances now. So.
I just had a horrible thought.
What's that?
I just that it starts off. We're all like, all right, the Netflix series is here, and it's like, my name is Alice, and this is my story.
Oh no, this is my story. No.
Oh God.
Oh my God, I would break my TV, cancel my Netflix subscription.
Cancel your Netflix subscription.
I'd probably move into a cave in the mountains.
I wouldn't do that.
That would be awful. But yeah, I'm optimistic. Hopefully we get something. Again, it's rumors, but the rumors are becoming a little more frequent. So maybe there might be some truth in there somewhere. But we just got to keep an eye out and see which ones make sense, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
This one that Rely on Horror reported on does not make a whole lot of sense to me, unfortunately. That's just not something I think that would be smart business for them.
Yeah, let's not do that. Don't terrible post-apocalyptic future with Wesker's daughters. Just stop.
But it is Netflix. They'll buy anything.
Yeah, that's true. Some good.
And then they'll cancel all the good stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right, so let's get to some of our comments here. Thunderbeard he's become a new Heartkey member. Thank you so much, Thunderbeard. Welcome to the family, man. Spam those custom emojis. That's one thing. If you guys become members, you get all of our custom emojis you can use in the chat. You can spam those.
Thunder, son of beard.
Yeah, like it. Will Thornton, Spade Keith. Thank you so much, Will Thornton. Mr. BW covers again. Thank you again, dude, for a $5 super chat. He says, "Why the fuck aren't
Thank you.
Yeah, why the fuck aren't there RE lovers like you guys in my area? The ads always says MILFs, whatever that is."
RE fan club.
That was
Come
good.
in lingerie.
Well, that's why the internet.
Hey man, just being honest with you, there's nobody like that in my hometown either. It's a small town. It was through the power of the internet that I met Tony and Ollie.
True. Yeah.
And, we formed this team. So it's just, go out there, join forums, join fan pages, just meet.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find people. There's probably going to be people in your area that are fans of RE like you are.
Yep.
You just got to keep an eye out for them and just join the forums and stuff. Make sure you're on the Discord with us. But, they may not be local, but you got a large family.
For sure.
You got a large family.
There is a shit ton of them in San Antonio, though. So going to PAX, there's a lot of Resident Evil fans.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that next.
Yeah. Jaril Moon became a Heartkey member. Thank you so much, Jaril. Appreciate that, man. Spam those custom emojis. Gibbs with $5 super chat. Didn't say anything, just got the row emoji with a heart. Oh, thank you so much, Gibbs. Appreciate the support, man. Thunderbeard again with the $85 super chat. Netflix looks like they're going to ruin the Ghost in the Shell adaptation, so why not do the same with my favorite horror franchise? Haha. Let's hope not, man.
Let's hope not.
I'm trying to be a little more optimistic than that.
There's not everything's a winner on Netflix, so
yeah,
we just have to be optimistic and hope for the best.
Yeah, well, time will tell. And then we had one more here from World Timeline Channel with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. He says Resident Evil 6 C virus equals coronavirus. Dum bum bum.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's some serious stuff. I don't know if we should be making
pretty,
jokes
that's
about
pretty
that.
horrible right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get a control on that. It's not good.
Yeah, that's scary stuff, man. All right, moving now on to we're going to go into our next part is we're going to discuss our experience with PAX South, and then we're going to get into your guys' questions. So if you have questions, save them for after we talk about PAX South, and then after we get into questions, we're going to get into a little bit what's going on this year at the row. So PAX South. God damn it, man. That was awesome. That was an amazing experience. That was so cool.
Awesome.
I mean, first we should start off by just thanking everybody that took the time to come out to see us, to come see Nick, to come to our panel, all the people that we got to hang out with. Guys, thank you so much. Like, that just, it makes us want to do more stuff like that. Like, we can only do so many, but goddamn, it was such a good experience, and you guys made it feel so welcoming for us. So.
That was amazing.
What would you guys think about PAX South?
That was great, man. Just just meeting everybody, all of you guys in person, was awesome. It was like it was an instant like, yeah, this is us. We've been doing this for 3 years and we've never met in person, but there was, I don't think, any hesitation in any of us once we were like, oh yeah, that guy right there, I know him.
That was one weird thing.
That guy
Tony was talking behind me, and that was the weirdest thing is when I first met Tony. I was like, no big deal. We know each other for so long. We're meeting in person. And then he was talking behind me, and it was the weirdest thing because I'm used to hearing him in my headset. And I was like, oh, what the fuck, man? I'm used to you being on my computer. That was a little...
It's really weird.
Weird, yeah. Cool.
Just an amazing weekend. Hanging out with Nick. Our 3-year celebration on Friday was awesome. Had a great time. Saturday, the panel was more than we could have ever imagined and hoped for, and just an amazing experience.
Yeah, definitely.
During the panel, after the panel, it was just awesome, and I can't thank everyone enough that supported us, and all these years so far, and everyone that showed up too was just incredible. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, same here. Like, I thought we'd have 10 or 15 people, and we had like over 250 people. I was blown away, dude. That panel was
Bob and Corey out, and like they went and like they counted. It was like, holy shit, we got that many people.
Yeah,
I didn't think so.
Yeah, we did a podcast in front of that many people. That was awesome, man. That was so cool.
We did it like we never missed a beat. Like it was just any other day for us, which really surprised me.
The coolest thing with talking with people is I'd get in conversations with people and we'd start talking Resident Evil, and it was literally like I was doing a real podcast with just members of our community. We were just like talking about Resident Evil 3 and stuff. It was really cool to actually get to just chat with people.
Yeah, meeting everyone, especially like you said, hanging out afterwards, and just kind of getting a chance to walk through the lines and meet everyone was really special. Really special.
That line got longer. I think we had more people at the signing because I think people like realized they were late for the panel or whatever, but we had more people at the signing than we did the panel.
That was cool.
There's a lot of people that came to the signing, and it was just nice to put some names with some faces.
Definitely.
And to see some faces of people that were as much of a fan as we were. It was just awesome. I can't say anything more than awesome.
Yeah, so thank you guys all so much. Like that, you guys make this possible for us to do these cool things and to actually get like Nick to come with us. Which huge shout out to Nick Postolitas for joining us on this amazing experience. We did it, guys. 3 years on YouTube. That was our 3-year anniversary, and it was it was better than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, it was something awesome. I think one of the best stories I have for it. Well, there's a couple of them and everything like that, but one of the ones that's a short one, we had like obviously like when you go to conventions you don't tell people how many people you have in a room, so we had like one extra. So Bob friggin' dove into the closet, and then like when they came to deliver like the blankets or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I turn around and I'm just like, he's in the closet, isn't he? That was great. And then, JJ, you remember this, Ali? You weren't here for this because you didn't room with us, but oh my God. So, I'm trying to sleep in my bed. JJ's there with his wife, and Bob and Corey are trying to get the pull-out sofa back into it because they weren't going to use the pull-out sofa and everything like that. They're just going to use because Corey likes the couch,
Yeah.
The couch is his thing. He can't pull
out. I thought he liked the chair.
He doesn't really matter, he is.
What? I think I actually have video of it.
I recorded it.
I videoed both of them just trying to get it, and they're like shoving it in there and like arguing with each other. It was the funniest freaking thing just to see them do that. Like it was.
They were arguing they couldn't get the mattress in. It went on for like 15 to 20 minutes where they were just arguing, and finally they got it. They got it out, and Bob's like, "I'm going to the lobby," and he just leaves, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, this is too much."
I think we need a break.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was.
It was just so freaking funny, and then. One of the biggest ones, and you guys will be seeing photos of this pretty soon. You did see some demo shots out there in a behind-the-scenes video, but Nick brought his Leon with him, and a good friend of mine of about like 8 years, she had a remake of Ada's Resident Evil 2 remake design ready to go, so we did a Resident Evil 2 shoot, and Nick, as awesome as he is, I don't know how he did this, because in Boston, you can't do this crap, but he went to the hotel maintenance guy, and he was like, yeah, can we, like, use your area to, like, shoot? I don't know, like, what else he said to this guy. We met the guy. He was super nice.
I'm Leon Kennedy.
No, he did. Like,
that's what he said to him.
I think he showed him, like, he was dressed as Leon, too.
Yeah. I think he was dressed as Leon. You don't know what's going on in the streets right now, man. I need to get to this basement because he was in full battle damage, Leon.
Dude, he had blood on his bandages and everything.
Yeah, so, like, it was crazy. So they actually let us shoot in there, right? So we're, like, in the boiler rooms with all the pipes and all this crazy stuff, and then we did like a shoot later on at night, like out in actual like San Antonio and stuff like that, like under like near the waterway and stuff. And dudes, you gotta all love pictures.
River walk.
That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it was great. We were finishing up the first part of the shoot before the panel. I was just like, I looked down and I was just like, cockroach, G-virus cockroach, fuck this shit. Like it was like that fucking big, man.
It's just a Texas cockroach.
Huh?
It's just a Texas cockroach.
I was just like, man, everything is bigger in Texas. Holy shit. Then, like, I did see, like, a big tarantula and everything like that. And I texted my friend who lives down there. I was like, what the hell's with your spiders on steroids? And she goes, oh, yeah, did you see it in a pool? And I'm like, what? And she goes, oh, yeah, they swim. And I'm like, Fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. But no, like that shoot was like a dream come true for like Nick and all of us. Like, you know, like it was great. And one of my other friends that joined us, I've known her for about 9 years. Never met her. We've always talked on Skype for years and stuff, and Discord. But she helped out on the shoot because she's friends with our friend who is the Ada, and that was just great. And then the panel, everybody coming in, those same friends that we shot with, they came into the panel late, and I bagged them.
Oh yeah. You call them out.
Yeah, I called them out. I embarrassed them because I know my friend Juwan. I know she was giving me dirty looks. I couldn't see because of the blinding lights hitting me. Oh yeah, that was the big reveal too. I took my glasses off.
Yeah, Tony did an epic eyes reveal.
I thought you were gonna do the glasses under the glasses trick, but no, you just went for the straight reveal.
Right to his eyes. Well, do it here for everybody that missed it. I mean, you got to do it.
Well, I mean, it is the panel is up on the Road channel, so you will see it there if you want.
That's the only place you're gonna see it.
There's a black hole behind those glasses.
Infinite void.
You don't want to see.
You turn into stone.
No, but yeah, that was the original thing about that was I got up early so I could get to Nick's hotel with the everything and join the girls and everybody. Yeah. So I forgot my second pair of sunglasses. So like when I was just like crap, I was like, all right, you know what, screw it. And I was like, it's been 3 years. They all came down here. Let's do it. I just took my sunglasses off, and it was like in the crowd and shit.
Yeah, it was cool.
From us too.
Yeah. What the hell? Yeah. Tony's got eyes.
By the way, shout out to my Taifu for recording that.
Oh yeah,
on her phone. Just
should go.
Whim. Thank you. She did the best she could, and the sound guy was awesome. Like I actually, when I was watching it back, I was like, okay, he was actually trying to adjust our audio. There's some parts where some of us were more quiet than the others, and then you would hear on the next part they would be louder, which was nice.
Yeah.
JJ also, took my mic, but I didn't need it. Yeah. I was loud enough.
I was like,
the beginning.
Yeah. That's
funny.
My
dad.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for appreciation.
Yeah, she did an awesome job.
Yeah.
I didn't try to take Tony's mic. I took his and I said, grab theirs. And then he went over to theirs and he pushed it closer to them. And I was like, that's not what I meant, Tony.
That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah, and I'm loud enough here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that whole panel, like, I guess we should talk about the other thing we showed at the panel was the Vigil trailer.
Vigil, yeah.
God, the reaction from that, guys. Like, I mean, you can all see it, like, from the trailer and stuff like that, but just being there and because, like, actually, the funny thing was I hadn't actually seen it at that point. I was supposed to watch it and didn't. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I'm just there. I'm just like.
That was such a good turnout for that, dude. Everybody was so excited. A lot of people came up and they were just talking about Vigil. And it's like, that's crazy. We're doing this for Resident Evil, but so many people are also excited in Vigil. And that's such a good feeling. You know, Moon and the whole Vigil dev team have put so much time and effort, and especially that trailer. Like Nick Apostolides lended his talent for voiceover. Susie the Sphere Hunter was a voiceover. Mono Memory with that killer music. Unicomics with the models. Rick the Gaijin with the models, and then Moon Glint just killing it with the development, dude. He had such a busy schedule to get that trailer ready, and everybody, I'm so proud of them, dude. They pulled together, everybody worked together, and they put in the hours, and it turned out. It all turned out really well, and everybody was very excited. So huge shout out to the ROE Vigil dev team. They're killing it, dude.
Yeah, no, like they did a phenomenal job on that. Like, you guys were going crazy for the longest time. Like, I just kept getting lost and couldn't like do much with the development at that point. But like, these guys are like some serious talent.
No, they're all very talented.
Yeah, and like we had fun on the show floor, dude. When I took you around to all the different developers and and publishers and stuff too.
That was a ton of fun.
A lot of interesting people.
One thing I learned, and I want to do now if we go again next year, is I want to take more time to walk the floor and talk with the developers, with all these people that make this really cool stuff. We were just like, go. We got to set up for this. We got to do that. It's like, we need to just like, I want to like put more time into the actual event. It was awesome, but now I've learned going forward that we need to make more time for that. So it'd be cool. I definitely want to do it again. I think PAX is a must. And Tony, I mean, you might as well announce it here. You're going to a PAX, aren't you?
That's right. So for right now, it's Friday and Saturday, but you guys can catch me at PAX East. I'm going to be doing photo shoots for friends and other clients. But there's, I guess I saw it the other day. Like, Capcom is throwing some kind of Monster Hunter bash or something like that there. I saw it like on Twitter. Fun. So I mean, like I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to talk to them. I'm going to what do you call it there? I want to like just go around and see like what they have for new games because PAX East, like I don't really go for games. I just really go to shoot my friends who come from out of town. Like
shoot your friends?
Right.
What the fuck, Tony?
They know what I'm about. But no, like I just if you guys see me there and everything like that, I'll probably be wearing my sunglasses and everything. So, or if you see a guy doing photos around the place, just come over and say hi.
Definitely say hi to Rogue Team member
yeah.
Tony.
Oh yeah, JJ, those people with the jackets, they're gonna be there too. The
Oh,
girl
cool.
who created it all.
Cool.
She's gonna be there. Remember we Mike D.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
he
email him
told
back.
us that the girl who created it is gonna be there at PAX East, so I'm gonna try to go see her.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah. No,
All right.
It was so much. Oh my god! Like what about the? Wait, JJ, did you buy anything from that guy?
No.
No, you didn't, but I did. I don't know where any of that stuff is at the moment. Oh wait, hold on, it's right over here. Yeah. So there's a guy that we went, and Nick bought like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing from him from the arcade game.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
awesome.
it's really cool.
Yeah. So there's a guy that teams up with the gaming companies to make like these like hardcore like glass like 3D kind of
panels,
sets.
like panels
Yeah.
from a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he puts the characters more to the front and there's a background to it. So it's kind of like when you used to build dioramas in school as a kid. So of course I had to get the Mega Man one and I had a Street Fighter one. And
That's
honestly,
sick.
for $40, this is
Yeah,
good.
those are
Like,
sweet.
Yeah, and
I
they
like
have
those.
they have a small like 5x7, 8x11, and then like 11/17s, big sizes. Nick got a like an 11x17, or the starting of the original Ninja Turtles arcade game. The starting
That's
scene
sweet.
where they're overlooking the burning building. It looks awesome.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one I think ran $110, but honestly, it like if you're supporting a local artist, it's worth it.
Definitely. But yeah, there's a
and-
lot of
oh!
really cool stuff there.
Yeah, then we got to talk about the game store we went to.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Game over video games.
Yeah.
Located primarily in Texas. There's several locations. I believe they have some in Washington as well. I'm not sure though. But I used to go there quite frequently when I lived in Texas, both San Antonio and the Dallas locations. And I always talked to them about our channel, our love for Resident Evil. We always had a good relationship. I'd go in there and hang out with them. But we kind of discussed some streams and stuff occasionally, maybe doing from their store, but never really got around to it. But I was encouraging Tony and Nick and the crew to go check it out. I was like, you guys got to go see this place. There's 3 in San Antonio. They're amazing retro stores. Like every game system, there's just a huge selection.
Oh yeah, no, they did
Yeah.
really good. They promote like local artists. The artists will hang their work up and buy it. And then the big thing was, I told the lady that we were talking to, like, oh, you like Resident Evil? And she goes, oh yeah. I was like, oh, what'd you think of the remake? And she goes, I love the remake. And I was like,
That's
Leon
Leon.
Kennedy right
Yeah, dude, they blew their
And
mind.
Nick is just there like this, arms folded and everything, just smiling. And she's like, what? Wait, can you sign something for the store? And he goes, oh, of course, yeah. Like Nick was so happy to sign people's autographs.
Yeah, and
At the
he's
store,
he's
the
such a
panel,
cool
and,
guy.
like, we got
Like-
pictures of him at the store.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
signed one of these hats. We
Yeah.
went to a booth that had these awesome RPD hats.
Yep.
And I got one for me, and I ended up grabbing one for Nick as a gift, as a thank you for coming out with us. And then we were talking to the guys, and Nick was being very coy about it. Didn't come out and say I'm part of that. But then it kind of came up in conversation. I think one of us kind of approached that and kind of announced it. Yeah, Tony. By the way, this guy.
fun blowing
Yeah.
people's
I
minds.
could tell he was he was a little. I think he was a little nervous, but that's the thing. You gotta ride the high. We were happy like that in mind.
That's Leon Kennedy.
But, he offered to sign one of these hats for them to sell, I guess, with the autograph and stuff. But we didn't have a marker at the time, which we found an enforcer walking around the convention who was wearing a suit of armor that was made out of Sharpies, and you gave us one, and you were awesome. I don't know who you are. Hopefully this finds it to you. You're an awesome guy.
That's sweet. I didn't know that
Yeah,
happened.
so we got a silver Sharpie. Nick went back and signed the hat, and then found out one of the guys that worked that booth was actually a huge fan of Resident Evil as well. And we sat there and talked to him for a little bit and did an autograph for him, and that was just amazing, man. So many great people we got to see.
And there's
Walking around in these was pretty interesting to actually have people notice us and then start seeing our fan base in person. It's like, oh wow, holy crap, we actually have people here. That's cool. Let's go see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want this cool roll merch and everything like that, you got to go over to coswares.com.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, it's sleek, it's sexy. It actually makes me look thin. So go buy some.
Coswares.com.
nice.
Use the code ROE 10% off. 10% off the entire store.
But
Okay.
yeah, so that's pretty much the PAX wrap up. JJ, you want to say any more about that?
Yeah, no, that was just it was an amazing experience. I've never been to something like that, so to go for the first time and meet all these people that are very into Resident Evil like we are, and just chat with them, and then have such a good turnout at our event, I'm just very thankful. So thank you guys so much. That's just all I want to say is thank you. Like it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, thanks guys. That was amazing to all of you coming out and like actually like wanted to hang with tacos. Oh, and like shouts to the San Antonio Umbrella guys that want to like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
San
we
Antonio.
forgot
That
about
was the Umbrella Corps San Antonio division. They came out in full Umbrella Corps gear.
Full
It was
gear,
fucking
man, with the
sick,
virus
dude.
samples.
Cool.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really
We'll
amazing.
definitely take you guys on next year if we can get down a day earlier or something.
They handed me the
Nice to know that I'm related
T-virus.
in a way, related in one way to one of them.
Yeah, that's cool. They
It's kind of interesting.
they-
It was good to meet you.
yeah, it was good to meet all of them. And then they handed me the T-virus, and they wanted to get a picture. And the first thing I did when I had the
Yeah,
T-virus
there's a
in my
picture of
hand
you guys.
is I went to chuck it, and I was like, I'm starting the outbreak, and just kicking it off right here at San Antonio. Look it,
Start
just
right
eat
now.
it, yeah, eat it. But yeah, that was
Party
awesome.
started.
So I want to get into some more. We had some more people that have supported, so I want to read this off here, and then we'll get into some questions, and we will then wrap up after that. So we have here a $2 super chat from Roll Time. Oh no, I read that one. Mace Neo with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Mace Neo. Do you guys think that Capcom should remake Code Veronica? Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
I
hard,
think
hard
that's-
yes on that one.
Yeah,
If you're gonna do all these ones, you can't leave out Code Veronica.
I think that one really deserves it.
for sure. And
It does. I mean, you could do so much things different while keeping the integrity of the original one
God,
intact.
that game would be amazing in VR. The different locations.
what Code Veronica?
Yeah, it'd be
I
so
don't-
badass.
I don't know if I want it VR, but I definitely want it to be
Not-
remade.
well, VR
I
would be, yeah, just seeing
I
it, like,
would
I'm just
kind of-
imagining.
Yeah,
The
no,
battle,
I hear
the
you.
battle game mode where you play as all the characters at the end of the
In
game
first
and stuff,
person,
and like
yeah.
you have the choice to go first person or third person.
Yeah.
That could be a good segment for VR for the game.
Yeah.
For sure. For
You know,
sure.
it's not, I mean, I'm just the kind of person who wants that immersion. It's not that I
Yeah.
want the game in VR, but I just want an option to just experience it, like, to be in it. I want to feel the size, you know, just to look around and be like, holy, like, this is the scale.
The scale. That's the
You know,
coolest thing
yeah,
in
just-
VR is just to see how big everything
That's
is.
what, that's what about VR. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Techcom.
that one,
Oh, sorry.
in the RE engine would definitely is a must.
For sure. That, yeah. And to get Stephanie back as Claire, that'd be cool. Keep some
Yeah, that would be
consistency.
awesome. Yes,
Um,
definitely.
Milky Hazard with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. They didn't have anything to say. They're just supporting, so thank you. Techcom with a $2 super chat. My RE2 remake stream is delayed due to low funds. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, don't donate. We appreciate the support, but we just want to make sure that you have the means to
yeah.
do so before
That's a
you.
good point.
don't-
Low
yeah,
funds, but don't give us money if you have low funds. Keep
Yeah.
it for yourself.
we appreciate
we
it.
appreciate it, but take care of you first, and then you'll get
yeah.
there.
You come first. Thunderbeard with the $5 super chat. Thank you again, Thunderbeard. He says, one of these days I'll travel to America to see you guys there. Maybe one day we'll travel across the world to go to Japan and to Europe and all these cool places. I'd love to do
I
that.
would love to go to Japan, but that
Yes.
flight, I'm not going to survive that flight.
No, you
Yeah,
wouldn't.
you're kind of bad about that. Sorry, I'll give you some drugs. You'll just knock
Just-
out. You'll be
yeah.
good.
Oh, what? I'm going to be like Mr. T. It's like, full handle. I got to get me on that plane. And then you got to drug my cheeseburger. You got to drug my...
Yep.
It's time travel, bud. It's
Yep.
time travel.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll open up. If you guys have any questions before we sign off, please feel free to ask your questions right now. We won't be able to hit all of them, but we'll definitely hit a few in the chat here. You don't have to donate for us to answer your questions. We will, but yeah, just anybody in the chat. So thank you guys so
Yeah,
much
any
for the support.
Road for NYC. Actually, funny thing is, I go to New York a lot for work and everything for photography, and I'm going to be there soon. So,
Yeah,
and plus, I do go to Anime New York. I will never go to New York Comic Con ever again. That place is an overpacked nightmare. It's like literally the definition of being in a sardine can.
Yeah. Let me answer this real quick. I got a question in the chat from Devlin. Wants to know what happened to the Paul Mercier interview that was supposed to happen. Did he flake? No. Paul's a
very busy.
private person. He's not like he, as you see, you don't really see much about him. He likes to keep to himself, and that's respectable. But we kind of lost contact over the holidays when we were setting that up, and then I haven't been able to get in contact with him since. So it's nothing about flaking. I mean, I just respect the fact that if he doesn't want to respond to an email, I'm not going to keep pressuring him. I'm going to circle back to it again eventually. I just give him their, I got to give him their space. I'm not a stalker. You know?
Yeah.
As much as I want to talk to them and bring that to you guys, sometimes they just don't work out. And I can't hold anything against them. I can understand. We're all people. We all have our own lives. So
Yeah. We want to talk to him, but yeah, it's on. It's
oh
up
yeah,
to
I'd
him.
love to talk to him.
And we don't want to pressure him. The next question comes from My Lightning Blood. So if Resident Evil ever ends, how would you like to see it end? For me, I would like to see it at the Raccoon City Ruins with Sherry as the main character now that she's more capable. For me personally, I feel like it's,
oh my god,
they've set themselves up to have this thing that never ends. It's terrorism. It's bioterrorism. It never ends. So I think they should switch the focus.
You just gave us the plot of Final Chapter, right?
Oh, that was it.
Going back to Raccoon City.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
sort of. Yeah. But
How dare you?
I think they should shift focus from trying to defeat this and just focus on the characters and wrap the characters up. And then we know that the war is never going to end. There's going to be battles to fight, but at least we get some good closure for some of these main characters we've been following for the years. So that's what I feel personally.
What was it? Ali, you had someone thanking you.
Survivor Glue. Yes, definitely, man. I'm glad I can give you some advice. I did some time. I got some experience, and I'd like to offer that to anyone that's looking for that kind of advice. But again, I'm just one person.
Military folks. He didn't do time in prison. He did
military service. Yeah. I did a dime of time in the service. So I'm glad that I was able to kind of answer some questions for you. And feel free to reach out, through the ROE Messenger or something if you want to get a hold of me, or through Discord. I don't check too often, but you can just reach out that way if you have any more questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dark Matter Zombie X says, besides Resident Evil, what other horror games that needs a comeback or remake or y'all think are forgotten about that need more attention? Anything from you guys?
Say that again. Sorry.
Besides Resident
I got my dog
Evil,
trying to jump up on my lap.
What other horror games need a comeback or a remake? I think Silent Hill needs to.
Yeah, Silent Hill, which is kind of rumored right now that the Konami might be approaching a soft reboot. We'll see how that works out. Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to see Dead Space doesn't need a reboot. It just needs another game.
Continuation.
Just like Fatal Frame. I mean, there's so many great games out there. Parasite Eve. All these games need a next gen level.
Time Splitters.
I
love Time Splitters, but yeah, Dino Crisis. I'd probably have to say the most. And then let's see what else we got here.
Cold Fear. You guys remember Cold Fear?
Oh yeah.
I played that on our channel. 2 years ago?
That's right.
Oh, that game.
Wait a minute. Is that $2 super chat from Mugen Crow? Oh, you mother. That's my buddy.
Is that?
You don't know, he's the guy who made the Road Chibis for us a long time ago.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Thank you for that, dude. What's up?
And he's got something very awesome. And I showed the guys that
I can't wait
it
for
wasn't
that,
done
dude.
yet, but I had to show everybody when we were there together.
It's looking epic.
We're gonna debut this pretty soon. He just needs a couple more things, but you guys are gonna love this. I guarantee it.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
I cannot wait. So thank you so much for that, Mugen. And he said Tony's brain is evil. I love it. All right, I guess that's where we're going to wrap her up there, guys. Thunderbird with another $5 super chat says, Japan is worth it. I go there pretty much every year or two. Oh, man, you lucky. I want to go and visit Capcom and check out that Capcom restaurant. That would be freaking sick. And get a picture with the Tyrant.
Yeah, Biohazard restaurant.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, guys.
One.
So, yeah, I guess last one. Who's more terrifying, Nemesis or Pyramid Head? Go.
My mother.
Pyramid Head.
Dr. J. Hands.
I love Nemi, but Pyramid Head is here to collect your soul for your sins.
Yeah, but it's only if you go there.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
But he's kind of slow when he's dragging that sword along. So.
Yeah, but
and
in that game, you were always you were in tight hallways, and there were more than one. If you remember in Silent Hill 2, towards the end, there were a few of them.
We played with the Pyramid Head mod on Resident Evil 2, and his head would have tinged off of all the signs. He wouldn't have been able to get around. He wouldn't have been able to swing his big sword. He would have just been lame. Nemesis.
What if Pyramid Head himself was actually like 4'10"? So that way his giant. Because I mean, now I look at it, it's like you got a good point. How did he get around? If he's average height, that thing's in the ceiling.
That thing's in the ceiling, bud. All right, well.
It's just like being like Fat Bastard and just be like, I'm on the higher link of the food chain. Get in my belly. Oh wait, we got one more question because we missed this. PlayStation 9, who's actually is a long time viewer of ours.
Yeah.
He goes, you guys, what's it like when you guys finally got to meet at PAX? We did kind of answer that before, but it was amazing to work with these guys for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then see the reality of all this meeting, because pretty much the only one who had a good flight. Ali, you drove. All of us got stuck in the airports and my
Yeah, and then I got
airplanes
stuck
ran out
in the
of
winter
gas.
trying to
So, like,
drive.
being these guys, like after all that, just made it worth it. It was
Yeah, it was a challenge to get together to begin with.
Yeah.
We all faced challenging travels. I had a 17-hour drive that the last hour and a half was pouring rain on the highway when my car was trying to hydroplane
Oh,
the whole
God.
time. So that was scary as shit because that really messed with my anxiety. And
But when
then
we did get to
initially
do this-
meeting, I had to show Tony the Texas hug. The Texas hello, because I went to give him a Texas hello at the airport, and he just came in and wrapped the shit out of me for a big hug. I was like, "Oh, this is what we're doing. Let's go!" In your American jacket.
Yeah, and then like when we saw Nick, your buddy was pulling up the truck to him, and I'm doing an Ace Ventura out the window, like in the back. I'm like
yelling out the back. Yeah, that was another thing. Sev was with us, which was awesome. Sev's my brother for a long time.
Yeah.
He's done some content with us. He got to hang out. But he was our chauffeur for the day, which was very gracious of him. But yeah, it was pretty normal. We just all like we'd always been together.
Yeah, that was our first time meeting in person, but we just like we've known each other forever. It was very very natural, I would say.
Organic.
Yeah. So it was awesome experience, definitely. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's where we're going to wrap up this episode of the Roll Podcast. I want to thank everybody so much for coming to spend this podcast with us and hang out and chat. And for our supporters, thank you so much. For our Roll Mods for keeping everything orderly. Thank you so much. You guys can expect a lot of great content again this year. We're going to be doing interviews with the cast of Resident Evil 3 Remake when that gets announced. We're going to be continuing with the Resident Evil news, playing other horror games. We're going to be doing more live streams over on the ROE Twitch. So if you guys aren't following us on Twitch, head over to twitch.tv/ROE Network. The link is down below in the description. Lots of cool stuff coming there. I am JJ. You can follow me on Twitter at JJ from Ro. And we got Tony here. Tony, you want to let him know where to follow you?
Yep, you guys can follow me on Twitter at, this is all words, 1_big_boss, and that's where I pretty much will post everything about Resident Evil and other stuff I like, so come on by. People seem to enjoy it.
And where can everybody follow you? Ali, did you set that up yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I don't really have a social media presence outside of what I do, for the channel.
Yeah.
But I do have the side channel for YouTube, Beyond the Fandom, where I have some interviews that are not Resident Evil related. There's some content. Tony's made a few videos on there. A lot of the community and the mods from the Row community did an Outbreak series on there, which we do kind of plan to do something like that in the future for the Row. But yeah, so there's some content over there. If you guys want to go check it out, go ahead. If not, hey, you do you.
Yeah, that's
no pressure. Yeah.
That's linked on the side of the channel too, where you can see Row Team. You got Beyond the Fandom on there, so definitely go subscribe to that and check out some of his other work. It's really good stuff. So yeah, thank you everybody so much, and I'm just going to run through our Master of Unlocking supporters on Patreon. One of the perks there is they get their names read during the podcast. And we got Eddie Jr., Christopher Sedrick, Devon L. Dusseau, Trent Overton, ProXY One, IzabelaMc, and we actually just got a new supporter tonight. Let me see if I can find that here. Jaril Moon, thank you so much for becoming a Master of Unlocking on our Patreon, dude. We really appreciate that. And then, thank you very much. And then our Heart Key members on YouTube, Jaril Moon. Oh, he's supporting us in two places. Thank you.
Up, all right.
Thunderbeard, Zombie with a Cold, Mason Olkey, Gibbs, Zem Bam Zem, I like that. Crystal Wyvern, I'm sorry. Pre-Ocho Cinco, Hectic Pain, Eddie Jr., Party with Marty, IzabelaMc, Ruler 206, ProXY One Creations. I'm seeing some names between the Master of Unlockings and the ones here, so thave you guys for supporting there. To everybody that's supporting, thank you guys so much. To all of you guys, thank you so much. That is it. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.
Peace.